Hey, thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy schedule for being here with me. I really just need about 30 minutes of your time so I can explain everything to you and show you what I'm working on. So, how to write, publish, and market a #1 best-selling book in less than 90 days. So, let's get into it. So, my goal for you is that you write your story and become an author without years of work and the frustration of traditional publishing. Yes. So, when you watch this entire video until the end, I have a special gift for you. It's worth over $79. And does that sound like a deal? Okay, great. So I get it, as moms, distractions are going to be there, but if you can eliminate as much as possible, I really just need about 30 minutes of your time, and you'll have all of the details and just what we're up to. So if you can eliminate those distractions, that'd be awesome. Thank you. So my name is Franciele Daly. I'm the founder of FullTimeMom.org. I live in Chicago, near Chicago. Actually, we just moved to LaGrange. It's a great neighborhood. I was once a single mom for 4 years. Some may know that, and some may not. I It was a really challenging time for me, but we got through it, and it was all because of God. I was able to develop and just accept Jesus as my Savior, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. And then I became married to the man of my dreams, Brian. In all of that lifetime, I was once a medical assistant for about 4 years. Brian took me on I call it a magic carpet ride, a crazy adventure. Took me on our second date to Tony Robbins, and I never want to look back after I understood what entrepreneurship meant, and just motivational speaking and just all that awesome stuff that's out there that I had no idea. I mean, my eyes were like this, and medical field was where I was going. And in all of that, I knew that that was not my calling. And I'm super excited that I understood what my calling was, just through a lot of prayer and a lot of seeking and a lot of guidance and a lot of resources and tools. So I'm now a certified entrepreneur through all of that. So we have three daughters. She is 9 years old, my oldest, and we have a 2 year old, and we have a 9 month old. So yes, my hands are totally full, but my heart is even fuller. Like really, it really is. Yes, I went on the life class for Oprah, and she was having a class on parenting, and Dr. Shafala was one of her guests, and I had front row seats, and I was just in the conversation about conscious parenting, and it was just so awesome and so amazing. Um, there's a few pictures of my awesome family. The girls are so much bigger now that I'm looking at these pictures, and yes, that is one of the greatest pictures that we took. I think that was actually one of our first ones when we were dating, and I love my family. We have so much fun together. So. That's a little bit about me. So, being a mom, a wife, and a business owner, I've done a lot of things right. But I've also done a lot of things wrong. And what I found, the most expensive information is the wrong information. So I'm going to share a story about that. So here, let me share with you what I mean by expensive. So I put Elisa into private school, preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade. And in all of that, so we go to report card pickups, and at that time I was a single mom. I was at the end that he was coming with me to the report card pickup, so I was going on my own. I was working 2 jobs because private school is not cheap, let me tell you. And if your child is in private school, you understand. And the reason why I put her in there is because I wanted her to have a different experience with education. I went through the public school system, and I just felt that there may be something more in a private school setting. So I said, hey, you know what? We're going to go there, and I'm going to put you there. I'm going to put you into private school. And in my experience, I think it was like $3,000 to $4,000 a year. I was paying that, and first grade comes around. Teachers, amazing. she pulls me in. She actually calls me first. She pulls me in. She says, um, there's something I see with Annalisa. She's not catching on as fast as the other students. She's not recognizing letters and numbers like as fast as I would like her to. I think she may have a little bit of just some things that we need to have looked at. So, oh, okay. Not once did anybody in the past tell me that there may be something not there. So I figured, okay, um, great. What do we need to do? You're the expert. You're the teacher. And what do you think we need to do next? So she's said, hey, let's put her in tutoring. Let's get her some extra help after school. Okay, more money that I had so I thought, one way putting her into private school was going to be the right way for us. After $4,000 every year, I think it was like cut in half because of pre-K because she was only there for a couple days. But regardless, after all the money that I invested in her education, first grade comes around, she got the tutoring. She still was not doing her best. And then we got her into a IEP meeting, which is an individual education plan meeting, to see if she qualified for special, like special placement, special like education. What, I can't think of the word right now. Special accommodations. There you go. For her to be able to sit with someone and get more help that she needed. So she qualified, great. So then when I went back to her teacher, I said, okay, what's the plan? What are we going to do? This is exciting. I'm so glad that we found a solution. And she said, unfortunately, we don't have the resources here at this school to give her. So I said, oh, darn, okay. So then we had to transfer her. We transferred her into a public school, and let me tell you, the resources that were at her fingertips allowed her to excel to an extreme. So what I mean by expensive information is I put her into private school thinking that's the way, that's the route, that's the path that I wanted her to take. And unfortunately, it took me a lot of money to find out that actually she needed to be in the public school system because of the resources that were available. And so that's what I mean by expensive. You may think it's one way, and then it has to be, and then it turns out to be another way, and it's just a paradigm shift. So, yeah, it was a great learning experience. So there she is, Nalisa, and just everything that we had to do. So as you will see here, I do have the right information. Yes, in publishing a book, I want you to get that. I do have the right information, and I want to share that with you. So there is a hard way when you publish your book. And, the hard way is this. Let me just share with you, okay? Finding the time to sit down and write your book. Then it's going to take you 4 to 6 years to finish your book. Then you're going to have to write a rough draft. You're going to have to edit it. You're going to have to properly lay it out. You're going to have to design an attractive cover. You're going to have to come up with a great title. You're going to have to get distribution for your book. You're going to, like Amazon, you're going to have to develop a marketing plan. You're going to have to build a website. You're going to have to set up your hosting. What is that, right? Setting up your merchant account, selling your book, mailing out your copies. Yeah, you have tons of things going through your head while like, wow, I didn't know all of this had to be, right? Okay, so then once you finish writing your book, then you're going to have to figure out how to market, and then you're going to have to sell your book. And everybody's not going to want to read your book and buy your book because it may not be for that person that it's ideal for them. Or you can waste time writing a book proposal to find out that you need a platform and a large audience to even get a deal. You need a following. You need an audience to get out there. Yeah, I know. Crazy. Hard. It's exhausting me just thinking about all this. So then also, I want you to give yourself permission to turn your story and your experience into a book. It might just be the single most important decision you make today. So there's 3 secrets, and I want to share them with you. secret number one is you do not need a book proposal. You don't. And it does not need to take you 4 to 6+ years to write your book. And secret number two is writing your book is one thing, selling your book is another. Secret number three is giving yourself permission to share your story and be an author. So let's go into secret number one. You do not need a book proposal, and it does not have to take you 4 to 6+ years to write your book. So let me share with you. All right, so I'm, becoming a certified entrepreneur. Going down that path. I went to a lot of conferences. I've gone through a lot of classes and just a lot of different just a lot of different things. And at one of the masterminds I was at, I sat down with an amazing woman, and she was going to kind of like a pitch fest. So it was kind of like a Shark Tank, but it was more for your book. And so, and you'd have access to tons of publishers. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I can finally maybe write a book. I've always wanted to, and maybe this is my time. I'm still trying to figure out what full-time mom was all about at that time. And I was like, okay, this is great. I'm going to go do it. So I sit down with her. She, I think, quoted me $3,000 to go with her to share my idea. And then she'd help like walk me through a book proposal and then all that great. So then, she kept asking me questions, and I'm like, 3,000, okay. All right, so if this gets me a book deal, wait. So I'm like talking through it with her, right? So I go, wait a minute. So you want me to pay 3,000 to go with you to this pitch fest type of event? I write a book proposal. I may not even get a deal. She's like, yeah, we're not sure if they're going to like what you're doing, what idea you have. Is it going to be fit? She goes, wait, so how's your following? How many people do you have following you? I'm like, I just started. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have maybe 5, 10, 20. I don't know. I think I had like under 100 followers on Facebook at the time. She's like, that's going to be tough because they want you to have a really large audience. They want you to have a platform in order for you to publish your book. It's like, yeah. Because they're going to publish a book and they're going to need an audience to sell it. And I was like, okay. So 3,000, and I forget how much she quotes me that if I get a deal, then I have to pay this much to the publisher to publish my book, and then this. I mean, it was like bam, 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 all this different stuff. And I was just like overwhelmed, and I said, you know what, let's put that to the side. I'll be an author one day. I don't know when. It's okay. So in all of that, my husband, he writes a book. He's actually written 3 books. And so I'll just share Inner Game of Wrestling is the book that he wrote. And he didn't need a proposal on any of these. So I was like, oh, so scratch that. That's a secret. They don't want you to know that. So you don't need a proposal. So then there's secret number 2. Writing your book is one thing, and then selling your book is another. So you may be really good with like writing and you have this story and it's just amazing, but then you have to go out there and you have to share your story, your book. You have to go out there and share your book with others. You're going to have to there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to do. You're going to sell your book. So I'm going to share a case study with you to share that what secret number 2 really means. So we wrote a first edition of Inner Game of Wrestling in the hard way. So he went through like everything I told you on that side the hard way. And then we were following and just really following the strategy that we learned through someone. And we got to number 7. They guaranteed we'd be number 1. I mean, the time, the energy, and the money spent to find this information out, we got to number 7. Hey, 7 is great. People were like, wow, we got to number 7. But we were not number 1 like promised. So we were really, really frustrated. We were really, I'd say my husband was really frustrated, but I was frustrated with him because there was times where he wasn't home. He was sitting, at the office we once had and writing his book and, then trying to follow the strategy and just all that. So then the next year we come out with the second edition. The easy way, I call it, because he's been an online marketer. He gets certain strategies and processes. And so he said, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to yeah. Okay. With the right strategy, he did it, right? And we got #1 bestseller with the strategy. And it's not a specific time, a specific day that everybody has to buy your book. Like the strategy that we followed, it was none of that. I mean, it was amazing. I cannot believe we got #1 bestseller. At least at that time I couldn't. But then when we finally saw, oh, with the right strategy, we were able to get there. And as you can see, we got all of the contact information. I mean, there's just so much that we got, and it was just such a blessing, let me tell you. So, there's a specific strategy, there's a process that was put into place, so that this could happen, so that #1 bestseller could happen. So, secret number 3 is give yourself permission to share your story and be an author. And when I say give yourself permission, I'm going to share just a story with you. So, as moms, let's be totally honest. When is the last time we did something for ourselves? Really? When is the last time you did something for yourself? I call it splurging, right? So one day, Brian had it all set up. He went and I mean, really, this is the time when I didn't give myself permission to do anything but for my daughter. And it's not good to do that. It's not good to give to everybody around you, but not then give to yourself. And I'll share with you this one because it was splurging, and I do it every so often now because I understand what it does for me. So I go into White House Black Market. Brian has me set up with like a consultant or like an assistant to help me put outfits together because I am not a fashion expert, let me tell you. I don't know how to put this color with this color or this print with this print. And so it was really awesome that I was able to have someone with me to help me with that, right? So I'm in there. She starts bringing me outfits. And what I didn't get was when I started putting the outfits, I was like, I went right to the price tag. I went right to the price tag and I said, $50 for a shirt? You gotta be joking me. No, I can't wear this. I didn't even put it on to see how one outfit could actually make me feel. And so then she gave me the outfit. She says, just go put it on. This is clearance aisle anyways. Just to put that in there because I don't pay anything. I don't pay retail for a lot of things. But the whole point is I went, I put the outfit on, I came out, and I go, oh my gosh, these clothes actually fit me. Come on, let's be honest. How many clothes are in our closet that really don't fit us, and we don't wear it then? We're just like, one day. And I put them on. I looked in the mirror, and that's when I got it. Oh my gosh! Just like this one outfit, I can actually go to an activity or just dinner with my daughter, and I could feel different about myself. And it's not about being ego-centered. It's not about being a show-off. It's about, wow, these clothes fit me, and I can actually walk into the room and be happy with who I am. That's what I got. And I said, by just giving myself permission to buy something that's going to allow me to feel a different way, I can actually think differently. I can actually be differently. So that's what I mean by giving yourself permission to turn this story into a book so that you can go out there and leave a legacy. This is really what it is. So your story means so much more than you can even possibly imagine. You do not know what that woman is going through that's reading that book, that page about your story. Wow, she's just like me. I get it now. Okay, I'm going to go back to when I bought those clothes. That's great. Clothes and a cup of coffee or the gym, those things are all great. They make us feel great. But if we can give ourselves permission to invest in something that's going to be a lifelong legacy, something that's going to carry on to the next woman, to the next woman, to the next woman that reads that, now, how much is that worth? What type of value are you providing then? So that's what I mean by giving yourself permission. I know. It's amazing. It's a great feeling to feel that way, right? Like, wow, I just shared my story and I actually was able to give some light and some love and some inspiration to another woman that's going through what I am going through, and she may not have hope. She may not have an idea of where she's going to go, but she knows that someone went through what she went through and now she knows that she can get through it. It may not be the same situation, but it may be something that so similar. That's what I mean by giving yourself permission. So I hope in the past, 30 minutes that you would agree that this has been worth your time, that you've gotten value. By now you can see that there's a real process here, and a process that will save you time, energy, money. Can't you? So look, I can't cover everything in this presentation because your time is precious and we got to get through this. So would it be okay to share with you something special? Yes, this is the book Confessions of a Full-Time Mom. Look at real stories of the struggle and the joy of raising our kids today. It's coming. It's coming. And I'm so excited, really, to have a collaborative book of stories, that real stories of the struggle and the joy of raising kids today. So in a moment, I'm going to invite you to be in the book. Yes, you, a published author. Isn't that exciting? So what you're going to get is this. You will be taken through a proven process to identify your story, tell your story, and value your story. That's a $495 value. You will get access to a private Facebook group where you will give and get the support you need to get your story written and submit it. You will become a #1 best-selling author. That's a $995 plus value. You will be able to purchase books that are cost between $5 to $8 each. You will have a platform to share your story, which is priceless. You will stand out and be powerfully positioned and have the best business card out there today, which is $995 plus value. You will get access to the best technology, a money-making website, and the #1 bestseller author strategy to sell books, generate new leads and new customers and new clients. That's a $1,295 value. You have others in the book marketing you to their network, and that's a $295 plus value. A total value of $4,270. So look, I had two choices when I came up with this idea. First option was keep what I've learned in myself, publish my own book, and then not share this opportunity with anyone. Selfish. Or second option is take what I've learned and share it with others, and together we publish a platform where a select few can share their story. Sounds great, right? So here's what you're going to get. You're going to be taken through a proven process to identify your story, tell your story, and value your story. That's a $495 value. You'll get access to a private Facebook group where you will give and get the support you need to get your story written and submit it. That's a $195 value. You'll become a #1 bestseller author. That's a $995 plus value. You'll be able to purchase books at our cost between about $5 to $8 each book. You'll have a platform to share your story, which is priceless. You'll stand out and be powerfully positioned, have the best business card possible today at a $995 value. You get access to the best technology, a money-making website, a #1 best-selling author strategy to sell books, generate new leads, new customers. It's a $1,295 value. You have others in your book marketing you to their network, and that's a $295 value. Total value of $4,270. So I'm going to put in a bonus. Bonus #1 is a full-time marketing mom mastermind. I got to teach you how this is done. You need to know how this process is done, and I want to share that with you. If you have a business, you have something that you're up to, how do you put this all together? You got this book now, and you got this thing going on here, you got this other thing going on. Let's put it together. Let's make this amazing. Let's make this let's make this possible. And that's a $495 value. So I'm just going to put that in there. Again, I do all the marketing. I make our book a #1 bestseller. That's a $3,907 value. So that's bonus number 2. You are simply submitting your story. I do all the marketing. So now you have 2 choices. You can choose one, keep wanting to publish a book and not accept my invitation to join us. Or choice 2 is you can say yes, register with a very small investment today. Look, if all this did was support you in writing out and valuing your story, would it be worth it? Get your book done and published, would it be worth it? Make you a #1 best-selling author, would it be worth it? Separate yourself from all the other moms who just complain and do nothing about it, would it be worth it? Get you invited to new and fun opportunities, would it be worth it? Get you at least 1 to 2 speaking opportunities or clients over the next 3 months, would it be worth it? Save you 3 to 6 years of wasted time, energy trying to figure all of this stuff out, would it be worth it? Look, imagine, if you could close your eyes, really just imagine all of this, okay? Imagine, your story is now written and you are now sharing it with someone who's going through through something similar to what you did. Yeah. What would that be worth? What would your husband and your kids think of you when you hand them a copy of your new book? What would that mean to them? That my mom wrote this book. They have it in their hands and they're looking at you and they're like, wow, my mom's an author. What would that mean for them? So here is my special offer.